Gray squirrels are some of the most widely spread mammals in the world. In both natural and introduced habitats, these small rodents are pretty smart survivalists. There are more than 200 species of squirrels between ground, flying, and tree varieties. Gray squirrels are tree squirrels. They naturally inhabit eastern North America, from the southern US to southern Canada. However, they have also been introduced to other areas as an invasive species. These areas include the western US, territories in Canada, England, Wales, Scotland, Ireland, and Italy. In these places, the gray squirrels have few natural predators and thrive. The fur of the gray squirrel is obviously gray, often with brown tinges. They have a white underside to camouflage them from predators below. They also have a large, bushy tail which helps them balance when jumping from tree to tree, or, in this case, tree to Lytle Hall. Contrary to popular belief, gray squirrels are actually quite smart in some ways. For example, they know which acorns will go bad first and eat those, then store the hardier ones for consumption at a later date. They bite the embryo out of seeds to prevent it from growing and becoming inedible. Studies suggest that this is at least partially a learned behavior, as squirrels bred in captivity are not as adept at this skill. They also have a keen sense of deception and hide food from those that might steal it. When a gray squirrel feels like it's being watched, even by me, it buries food, then pretends to continue burying so that onlookers get confused. They will also do the reverse and hold food in their mouths while burying some red herrings to save their stash. Gray squirrels are mainly herbivores and eat berries, tree seeds, buds, flowers, acorns, and nuts, as well as some types of fungi. In times of need, they may also eat insects, frogs, bird eggs and hatchlings, tree sap, and may gnaw on bones and antlers. Of course, squirrels not only eat, but are eaten. They have a variety of predators, including weasels, the American mink, bobcats, red foxes, gray wolves, coyotes, lynx, black snakes, rattlesnakes, skunks, and, mainly, birds of prey such as owls and hawks. The gray squirrel's most hated enemy is the red-tailed hawk. Hiding from predators like the hawk is a near full-time job for the squirrel, so it needs a safe place to rest. While squirrels are also prevalent in urban and suburban settings, their natural habitat includes forests with canopies to shield them from predators and a diverse ground foliage to further protect them when foraging. The squirrels may be caught sneaking out of a cavity nest within a hole in an old, sturdy tree or branch. Squirrels are also known, however, for the nests they construct called drays. Drays are made of twigs, dry leaves, grass, moss, and feathers, positioned from 40 to 60 feet off the ground in the forks of large trees. Here, we see a squirrel standing on guard above its nest as a human watches from below. When a gray squirrel finds the discarded feathers of red-tailed hawks, especially, they always drag them back to the nest as a warning to their worst nemesis. This also shows the squirrel's great intelligence, as it learns from the hawk that feathers are exceptionally useful for keeping warm. They increase insulation so that the squirrels can stay warm in the winter. Gray squirrels do not hibernate and use energy during the cold months very sparingly so as to reserve their fat stores. Sometimes male and female squirrels will share nests during the winter months to further warm themselves. Squirrels can also find shelter in human dwellings within the roofing or walls. This can cause damage not only to the structure but also to the wiring that runs within it. Squirrels are notorious for chewing through wires, which presents a fire hazard. To take their minds off the stress of running from predators, squirrels mate twice a year in the winter and summer. The animals breed from December to March and between May and July. Also, can we just talk about how these squirrels were literally having sex right in front of my very pure, innocent eyes, and as soon as my camera finally loaded, they stopped, and this little shit just stared me down, knowing he deprived me of what would have been the best shot in my whole documentary. Anyway, gestation lasts around 44 days, with anywhere from 2 to 8 kittens in a squirrel's litter. They are born blind, deaf, and naked except for whisker-like hairs around the nose and mouth. The juveniles leave the nest from April to June or August to September, depending on their birthdays. Some gray squirrels born during the summer at higher latitudes end up staying the winter in their mother's nest, but leave as soon as the time comes. In protecting themselves and their young, gray squirrels have developed a wide range of communication methods involving chittering calls and twitchy tails. Look and listen closely as this campus creature sounds the alarm to other squirrels in the area that there is something on the prowl. Luckily for this little guy, it's only some girl doing a project and he has nothing to worry about. You may be wondering why, if squirrels are apparently so intelligent, then why are they so easy to hit with a car? Why are their pelts lining Pennsylvania roads? They sit at the shoulder, looking alert as a driver approaches. At the last few seconds, the rodent darts into the road, barely missing the front tires, but then it comes back again, only to meet its fate by the back tires. The truth is, squirrels know exactly what cars are. They aren't dumb. They don't zigzag around the road thinking that some giant animal is coming after them that they need to confuse to throw off their trail. No, they see this as the perfect opportunity out of the stressful life of a squirrel. Tired of running from hawks and owls and foxes and everything else, the squirrel loses its will to live and jumps into the road when it knows that the human driver can't possibly miss it. Just as many famous humans in history with the smartest minds were some of the most troubled, so too is the plight of the squirrel, who spends day in and day out fighting for its survival, knowing that its life hurtles toward an imminent doom. Now, please enjoy these clips of me terrified in a tree, trying to get footage of the squirrel's dray nest we saw earlier.
Put your one foot next to you, and try and get up on that big one.